Good morning, friends. This is Marilyn from tarotclarity.com, and today is June 22nd, 2021, and I'm super duper excited about today because today is the day that the Artisan Tarot group is releasing their Nicholas Conver Tarot of Marseille on Kickstarter. And I'm very excited because I just because you'll see in a minute. I was asked to do a review, and they very graciously sent me a copy ahead of time, and it arrived in an extremely sturdy box, extremely well packed. I mean, this is stuffed with, paper shreds, biodegradable paper shreds. It was printed in the United States, so they put their money where their mouth is. This is created in our own United States. And look at this box. I mean, it came without a nick or a dent or anything. That has to do with the packaging being extraordinary. But look at this box. The design is just beautiful. This will be the deck that when I do my tarot classes, and I teach rather exclusively Tarot of Marseille lessons, and you know that because you see, most of my tarot videos are on exclusively on Tarot of Marseille. I have a few others, but for the most part. And I will recommend tarot decks for others to use, and that are affordable or beautiful or in the tradition of PIP or TDM. And this is just going to be one of them that I put on the top of that list. Just looking at the box, it's screaming for a new generation. It's so elegant. It's not old and stuffy. A lot of times historic tarot decks, and I love them. I love them. But, there's a certain aloofness about them, like they belong to a different age and a different time, right? And this is a deck for today. This really is. This is very modern, very elegant, and, oh, well, okay. Let's take a look at these beautiful cards. The first card is a representation of who they are and what this deck is. A faithful restoration of the Nicholas Conver Marseille, done in 1760. And credit to the artist and the person in charge of the guidance. Hand restored and adapted by Christian Conver with guidance from William Rader. And here is their website. First edition review deck. Now, before I even look at the cards, the feel of these cards is fabulous. They glide like a breeze. They've got a linen finish. Wow. No problem no problem riffle shuffling this deck if you like to riffle shuffle. And let's face it, the best way to really shuffle a deck is to riffle shuffle the deck, I tend not to riffle shuffle because most of my decks are, art stock or whatever, and I treat them very gingerly, but this is a deck I most certainly could riffle shuffle. This is a workhorse kind of deck. Anyway, let's take a look at these cards. Beautiful. I'll be doing a side-by-side with a Nicholas Conver facsimile deck in a few days, but I wanted to just give them their moment to shine with their own video. Look at this. Clean, lack of confusion. A lot of times, particularly in the garments of the next few cards plus the court cards. There's so much confusion generally in the TDM cards about what's going on. And here, they've really clarified the garment, so that it's a lot less abstract, right? And you are, more clearly understanding what you're looking at. Beautiful. Mm. Oh, yeah, you can really understand what's happening in his garment. You see the clarification here with the posts that's most often left out, in other decks. So, the Artisan group, what they've done is really made this an accessible deck. You can tell what you're looking at, so they've brought clarity, to this old deck. They've given it, crisp lines, vibrant, beautiful colors. And they retained the original feel of the deck. But they've brought it into, the 21st century. I'm very excited about this deck, in case you haven't haven't noticed. And the pips, especially the suit of swords, look how crisp and clean. And, the swords are so, are black. They're not faded as they would be in a facsimile deck. Just gorgeous. And they made sense of the weaving. Which gives it, I don't know, it just gives it a new, an elevated elegance. Really beautiful. So their Kickstarter is launching today. And I'm going to put all their links down below, their website as well as the Kickstarter link. Although long after the Kickstarter has come and gone, you'll want to have access to their website. So I'm putting that first. Their website down below. Look at the angles in the Ace of Cups. They make sense. Oh, yeah. It's not sterile as some, and I don't want to put anybody down, so I'm not going to mention, the name. But this brings, the Tarot of Marseille into the 21st century without it being sterile. I mean, each of these cups are different, right? They didn't make it so that it's an ideal sanitized creation of the Tarot of Marseille. They took Conver's deck and, just made it palpable for the 21st century without losing any of its dignity or charm. I mean, let's face it, age does diminish color, maybe the way the inks bled over time, and you don't get any of that. This is clean, this is crisp, Definitely going to be one of my workhorses. I have a few decks that I use most often, and this will be one of them. This will be the one I reach for when I'm reaching for the Tarot of Marseille. And like the cups, each of the coins individually drawn. So there's nothing sterile or sanitized about it. There's even like that awkward, asymmetricality here, right? That's ever so charming. Beautiful. Mm. So artisantarot.com is their website, which I'll include down below. And I'll also include their Kickstarter URL. But once the Kickstarter is over, by all means, go to their website if you weren't able to get in on the Kickstarter. But hopefully I'm giving you enough notice now to get in on that Kickstarter. They have some wonderful incentives there. And look at that. Beautifully done. As I said, in a few days, I will compare this side by side with a facsimile deck, which is also superb, to give an idea of, the ways that, the ways that they've, I don't want to say updated, but the ways that they've made sense of some of the visuals in this deck. And certainly it looks modern. It's hard to believe that this deck was created in 1760. It's just got a modern feel to it. So I hope you've enjoyed this run through of the Artisan Nicholas Conver. Please, 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 please go check it out. If you're looking for a perfect Tarot of Marseille to get started with, or just to add to your collection, I highly recommend this one, And there's nothing in it for me, I'm going to buy a deck just like everybody else. I was graciously given this as a, if they wouldn't, they asked if I wouldn't mind doing a few videos. And I was like, what, are you kidding me? Absolutely. But I'm going to support them just as much as I'm asking you to support them. And I don't think you'll regret it. I mean, these cards just feel fabulous. Beautiful. Okay, so until next time, friends, stay well and peace.